This simple watercolor technique is going to dramatically increase the way you paint because it's something I don't think that we think of when we think of watercolor techniques, and that is when you are painting, half the time you're wanting just to be using a damp brush. No paint on it, just a damp brush, because as you're painting your object, there's two things I am constantly doing with a damp brush. It also sounds like I'm swearing. I'm saying damp as in D-A-M-P, like people. As I'm using my damp brush, what I'm doing constantly in my paintings is I am lifting in areas. So for instance, right here, I'm lifting and I'm taking off the paint with a damp brush. And then I'm also smoothing out and blending my shadow areas into my lighter areas with a damp brush. It's the way I get nice, smooth transitions. So the two reasons that you should be using a damp brush almost half the time you're painting is one, to be lifting off to create nice highlights, and two, to be blending and having smooth edges. Because here's the thing I constantly have students coming to me about, and that is they paint something and it looks like this. And they're asking, why do I not have smooth transitions? Why am I having like this kind of stuff happening from my shadow area into my light area? Why are my highlights like a little bit unrealistic? Those are kind of the big questions I'm getting. And so by using a damp brush, we're gonna solve those two problems. So let's paint another apple next to this one. And I'm gonna show you how just using a damp brush is going to give you smooth transitions and also give you a little bit more realistic of a highlight by softening that. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna grab my Cad Red, and I'm gonna start on the back side of my apple. And these are two just little quick sketches I did just to kind of help you see how important this simple technique is going to be. And because I think we think when we're painting that we need to be having like paint on our brush, because that, you know, coincides with if you're painting, you have paint. And I think we forget that with watercolor especially, half of painting is not having paint on your brush, but using that brush as a tool for coming back in with no paint and just being able to soften that. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon yellow into this to kind of start to warm this up. And now this is where I'm gonna transition and start going to a damp brush. So rinse out my brush. I dab it on my paper towel so it's not too wet, because if you come in with too much water, you're gonna create a bloom. So it's not too wet, and now I'm gonna come and I'm gonna start going along the edging where I just was, and it's going to soften and blend that. Now I'm gonna rinse my brush again, take that paint off because I wanna keep softening this, because I'm also gonna create a highlight too over here. And so now I have a nice smooth transition from over here to over in here. Now I have a little bit right here. I need to come back, rinse my brush out, and go over that with just that damp brush, soften that in, smooth that in. And now I can even come back on this back side a little bit, and this is where I'm gonna lift. I'm gonna lift a little bit of that paint off. So right now, for the last minute or two, I've just been using my brush without any paint on it. I'm gonna even rinse my brush again, and I might lift a little over here too, on that side, a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. So now, I'm gonna come back, rinse one more time, and I'm just gonna go over this and kind of lift slash soften. So that's a nice smooth transition right there. Now, when I dry this, I can come back and I can add my next layer, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. But right now, there's no hard edges. I'm not getting any of this harshness that's going to take away from the realness of my object, because when you have nice smooth transitions, it's gonna add to the object looking more realistic. Because if you look at an apple on your table and you're looking at the shadows and everything, you don't have this harsh line in between. It's this nice kind of smooth transition. And so the way you really achieve that is coming in with a damp brush and kind of smoothing that out. Now I'm gonna show you how we would do that on the next layer, because I think sometimes that's tricky as well, how to continue doing this. So we'll take this, dry it, and then come back with a second layer. All right, so once this is dry and we need to start adding more of our shadow over here, I'm gonna use a little ultramarine blue with my cad red. Now, if I were to just come in and add this shadow to my apple and just kind of leave it as is, we would have a really harsh line because it's not blended, right? If I just left it like that, it would just dry like that. And that is gonna take away from making it look realistic. So what do? I come, I rinse my brush, I dab it on my paper towel, and I can now smooth this out so that it transitions. Again, I'm gonna go back. This takes a few times too. It's not just like a one and done. You gotta go back, have a little more water on my brush, and keep smoothing it out. So with just a little bit of water, I've now kind of blended that into my first layer. And I think sometimes that's a struggle in itself, is how to layer your watercolors and each layer make sure to blend them so that they're one and not just like sitting on top of each other, if that's what you're wanting. Sometimes you do want it to look very PC and like they are sitting on top of each other, and that's totally fine. But if you're wanting that look of it looking blended, the way to do that and to soften that into your first layer is with a damp brush. Now I'm gonna come and paint the stem real quick. Using a little bit of yellow ochre and threw some lemon yellow in there. Again, I kind of put the paint on, and then I just almost don't even think about it. I come over to my paper towel, kind of just dab it off, and then I'm even lifting that a little bit to kind of create a little highlight on the stem, more at the top. So it's something I do almost automatically without even thinking. It's just a habit that when I put my paint on, I kind of dab off my brush to the side. I'm not even looking, and I come back and kind of smooth it in, blend it in, lift if I need to lift. It's kind of doing like a combination of all of those things at once. Now I'm also going to add a little bit of a shadow. Let's see, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna darken this even a little bit more, just so that these look a little bit more similar. So I'm gonna add a little more ultramarine blue, a little more cad red, and just so that you can see again that process of doing a dark value. Oh, looks like that wasn't dry all the way, so you can see it slightly spreading underneath. So what I'm gonna do is rinse off my brush, make sure it's just damp, and lightly blend that in. I still have a line, so I gotta come back. If you see a line, it means it's not blended in enough yet. So you gotta come back again. So you're kind of double checking it to see. What I'm gonna do right now is dry this so I can come in, add the shadow, add a little bit more dark spots, and kind of add a little bit more warmth on this side too. Use some ultramarine blue and get a shadow pulled out here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna even carry this up into my apple, because it's a really nice dark value, just to do one final shadow on there, and also just to kind of show you how I would blend this in again. So I'm not carrying it as far over into the apple, because I want it just to hang on that edge. Rinsing my brush, just coming with a damp brush, and I'm gonna come up, and it's just a nice swoop, and that's already blended and softened into our previous layers. And at this point, we've done a couple now, and so that's looking nice and kind of built up. We've got that depth in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more of some warmth to this side of our apple, a little bit darker. So I'm gonna kind of come over into, I think I had lemon yellow on here, my cad red. I'm gonna darken this just slightly over here. Now again, it works both ways. I have a harsh line right here and over here. So I'm gonna come, rinse my brush, get the paint off, just come back with a damp brush, and now I'm gonna smooth that in. Same with over here. I'm gonna rinse my brush, come back over, and now we kind of smoothed that out. I'm gonna add maybe a little bit of warmth up in here. And then last but not least, I'm going to dry this one last time, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of some darkness into that, where the stem kind of comes in, but I need that to be dry first. So I'm gonna get a little bit of my ultramarine blue with my cad red going. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this in here. So this is where I'm kind of rinsing my brush again, and then I'm just gonna kind of lightly lift that on that edge, kind of lift some of that off so it's not too dark back there. And then I'm going to, let's see, come in a little bit of this dark value, a little more cad red into it. And I might just kind of pull this up a little bit over into here. Rinse my brush, and again, I'm gonna kind of soften this now. Soften that. Kind of pulling some of this down just to get a little bit of like some texture now that I'm at the ends of these layers. Kind of pulling this down and around. And then pulling this over. Again, kind of letting a little bit of this texture from the apple kind of come down. Gonna kind of soften this with just my damp brush. That looks good. And then last but not least, I'm gonna darken that edge of my stem on the right side. So I'm gonna dry this. And then do a little bit of a darker value. On the stem in some spots. Because it's so thin, I'm also still going to kind of lift some of that off so it doesn't get too dark. So again, I'm just using damp brush to come back and lift, especially on the tip. I kind of want that to stay nice and light right there. And the easiest way to do that is just with a damp brush. Lift some of that off. You get that nice highlight right there. And I think I'm gonna call that done for this study. Doesn't have to be a finished piece where, you know, it's perfect, but I think it is at least showing the difference between if you're getting a painting like this, where your layers aren't looking like they are blended and smooth and they kind of are coming together. It's because really, you're just not using a damp brush to blend that in and smooth that in. And it's just a so simple thing to do that it will really transform your painting from looking like this into more like this, where your layers are now coming together. You got smooth transitions, and same with your highlights too. They're a little bit more realistic looking because they're not so sharp and drastic. So use that brush not only with paint, but just a little bit damp. And again, I wanna say, like, I'm probably not doing it 50% of the time I'm painting, but probably like 30 to 40% of the time I am painting an object like this, I am just using a damp brush, which I think was mind-blowing even to me once I started realizing it and seeing like, oh, I'm not using paint on my brush at all. I'm just coming back in, I'm playing with that paint I've already laid down, because if you've noticed, I lay it down and then I come back with the damp brush and do what I want with it. So remember, don't just use your brush with paint, use it with just a little bit of water, and it will really help give you those smooth transitions and to also lift off paint. It's a simple technique. I can't wait for you to start implementing that into your paintings. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. If you're wanting more in-depth tutorials and a whole like A to Z how to watercolor, I have my Watercolor 101 course as well. I will link below. Thank you for following along, and I will see you guys in the next videos.